Heyo, it's me, Harper Savage, and today we're going to be working on How Much Art Can You Make by Chantel Arts. Finally, we're getting into it. So I've already done the cover. You could check out that video right there, where I make over the covers of How Much Art Can You Make and create this book 1. But let's see what we got here. We got a start date and end date page. So we've got to do this one first, I guess, right? I went ahead and did the sketch off camera here. I think I'm probably going to be doing that for most of the prompt books in general. But I figured for this one I should draw some tools that I think I'm going to be trying directly on the paper of this book. I know this is Amazon printed paper. I'm familiar with it. It's what my coloring books are printed in. So I kind of do and don't know what works on this. For the most part, there are some tools that I am unsure of, like the Neocolor 2s. But I did go ahead and draw a Neocolor 2 on here, because it's something I want to try out someday. But yeah, I thought I would keep it relatively simple for the start and end date page, because, you know, I'm going to be flipping back to it all the time, and at the end, I don't want it to be artwork that I kind of don't like anymore, so I thought it would just be best to draw simple things that have a very simple look to them. And yes, the day I did end up starting this was the 8th. As you can see, it's only a few days before it went live. I am behind on videos. I'm still behind on videos. I'm trying my best here to catch up. I haven't been streaming because I'm trying to catch up with everything. I want to get back to streaming eventually, though. So for the book clips, I had to call upon the only rose gold thing I had, and that was a Papermate Ink Joy in metallic. And I do see the irony in me not coloring the supplies with what they are. But I was trying to keep a limited color palette, and I wanted to make sure the things that could only be one color were prioritized, like the Micron fine liner and the eraser, because those are two real things that I have. And like, the pencil could have been any color because they come in any colors. The color pencil could have been any color core because they come in every color. And, you know, same with the alcohol marker and the Posca and the acrylic marker. Okay, next is the nameplate page, created by Chantel Arts, and I'm not going to be signing this all fancy schmancy like Chantel did, because I'm not really good at hand lettering, so I'm just going to write my name. Gosh, imagine if I forgot how to spell my name. That would have been embarrassing. Totally never has happened before. This is a pause to read kind of moment here. I'm not going to do anything to these pages here. Do I want to color that a little? Make it a little rainbowy? Why not? So something I don't actually do very often is color in color pencil in these Amazon printed books. I have no idea why, because this paper kind of craves it, and it works pretty well on it. But for this, I decided to do like a simple rainbow gradient with the title part. And for the chapter names, I just used my Sharpies because they have the small dot end that filled in the bubble letters quite perfectly within mostly one pass over. Now we have the Who Are You, and I'm just gonna color that in. With this page, I stuck with the color pencils because they were already out, let's be real. I decided to go with red because Rainbow Order Hello, and that's what color I colored it in on the table of contents. I figured I should just make that consistent throughout the book. And I picked black and white. I picked black for shading and, you know, white for highlights and blending mostly. And I did each word in its own way. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing that throughout the book or not, because I don't even know how long it's going to take me to do this book, to be honest with you. I've never done a full prompt book. I started one a while ago, but I never finished it. But for the top one, I did kind of like a balloonish effect, a chrome balloon look to it. And for R, I did just a regular gradient from light to dark. And for U, I tried to do a neon sign effect, which I thought looked really cool when it was done. Okay, so finally, the first prompt. Oh my god, we're finally here. Okay, I did the line work. I'm not actually happy with this spot right here, so I might cover it up with something else. Yeah, I just don't like how they all come together right here. But I've decided I'm going to be using paint markers for this illustration, so let's start coloring. I did not forget to read the prompt here. I just, when I recorded it, did not give myself enough time to read it out loud for the voiceover when I pointed at it. So I'm going to say it now while I'm not pointing at it. I think I even cut that part out where I pointed at it for a second. Anyways, it is, which artist are you? Create a piece that encompasses you. So I took that to mean draw stuff you like drawing, not necessarily what represents me as a person. And some things I've been drawing, especially lately, are ferns. I do feel like I simplify them a little bit too much, so they kind of look like those bullet journal leaves everybody draws around their central image in their bullet journals. You know the one. I'm hoping that one day I'll just sit down and be like, okay, let's master drawing ferns. I don't know why. I don't think it's really that hard. It's just, I'm just not doing it good enough for myself, I guess is what it really is. I started off with a regular green for the ferns, and I'm like, well, that's not really me. While also still kind of being me. I shifted to an off green, like a bluish green for the other ferns, just so that, you know, everything wasn't the same color. Another thing I draw quite often is mushrooms. Now, the mushrooms I did draw aren't based off of real ones like I have done in previous videos. These ones are just mushroom shapes, and I colored them with colors I liked, basically. And look, I like how massive the mushrooms look compared to Chi. I know, I picked out quite Halloweenish looking colors at first, but it all comes together, I promise. But yeah, we have the regular, like, tall shaped mushrooms, and then we have like the squat bell shaped mushrooms. I thought it'd be nice to mix in a couple different kinds because I didn't want it to be boring with all the same shaped mushrooms. And I decided to color up that area where all the leaves come together with the skinny bell shaped mushroom because it was the darker color of the two mushrooms I drew. I figured it'd be easier to cover with a darker color. And I also drew in some things I usually use as filler, and I'm going to call them flaries, firefly fairies, because I switch up what I call them. Either they're fairies or they're fireflies, so I'm calling them flaries from now on. This will be the lore behind flaries. I don't know if it's a real thing or not. And then, of course, I draw my cat, or I change cats into Chi like all the time. If you've watched any part of my channel, I'm like, ooh, a plain white cat. Let me put spots on it and call it Chi. And I'm not sure if it was obvious there, but I did do a crappy transition from being one layer of paint markers to two and the background being filled in because I didn't want anyone to have to suffer through me coloring in the background, getting in between all those leaves. So now we're just going into the final details of it all, where it really does all start to come together. And I used interesting colors to shade and highlight. By interesting, I mean I didn't use just like gray or black and just white, you know? And then, of course, we have to highlight every single leaf. Every single one. Nobody gets left out. I really like the 2 ferns on the page with chi on them. I don't, like, love the cluster of 3 on the left page, but, you know, it's done. Also, my cat's not blue. He's black and white. But I didn't want to use black because he'd blend into the background, obviously. It had to be kind of nighttime for us to see the flaries and the stars and sparkles I'm putting everywheres. It's time to remove the book from its cage to go over what we did today. So first, we did the start date page, where I drew a bunch of tools that I think I'll be using in this book throughout doing the prompts. I didn't really do anything on the nameplate page, but put my name on it. Then this was like a little intro. And on the title/table of contents page, we went ahead and colored in all the bubble letters to make it fancier. And on the first chapter divider page, I colored in the letters to match what I put back here, because I thought that'd be cool if I had each chapter kind of a color theme at the beginning of it. And now the pages are wrinkly because I used a wet-ish medium. And we did the first prompt, which artist are you? I really like this one. It's really cool. I like the colors I used for it. I mean, that's why I picked the colors, because I liked them. I drew all of my favorite things to draw. Unfortunately, I only had enough time to do the first prompt. Hopefully in future videos, I'll be doing more than one prompt to get the book done in a timely manner. But that is going to be it for me today. If you guys want to check out the first video where I did the cover, you could have a thumbnail here. If you want to catch up on anything you missed, you could have a thumbnail here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to do all the cool YouTube things of commenting, liking, subscribing, and turning on that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!